All right, we're gonna bring in Greg Ryder, we're gonna up it. So we had the tiers. We're going to the final tier of influencer marketing right now, and that is celebrities. All right, Rachel, I'm gonna bump you to attendee. Greg, hello, you are muted, but I see you there. How is it going, Greg?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Thanks for your patience, Greg. And we're running a little bit late, everyone. Thank you for continuing to stay with us.
No problem, man. I want to, that was good. I like listening to that. Rachel stuff was fantastic. It's good stuff.
I'm sure you're thinking it the same kind of stuff, but in our case, as we think about celebrity marketing, I mean, I gotta imagine it's a different ballgame. It's a little bit scarier.
Well, it is and it isn't. And again, what's kind of cool is like for me to come on the tail of Rachel, I do it everything completely. It's different. It's unique. And there's a different angle of how to get to them, what to say to them, how to do it. And I didn't prepare anything. I wanted just to talk to you and have you go through this Q&A and just like, let's jam on what the goal is and how we can get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So Greg, why don't you start by telling everybody here the whole story, the background, everything. I was amazed to hear this myself, but I think everyone will love it.
Oh man, I don't know where to start with that. Okay, so I was born in Denver, Colorado. Right. No, I was born into a really wealthy family, and my parents got divorced when I was 2. My dad got me to investment banking when I was 19. After I've read the book Think and Grow Rich, and actually, I always tell people my life was about that Robert Kiyosaki book. The book's blank in my mind.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Yeah, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That was my life. I swear, you read that book, that's what my life was. Anyway, my dad got me to investing when I was 19. And here was the beginning of my celebrity, my use of celebrities to drive brand awareness, equity, all that kind of stuff. So I raised $4.5 million. I bought the firm I worked for. I had my own investment banking firm. I was 22 years old at this time. I raised $4.5 million for a company called Foxmore Films. And the first film that they did had, he played God. He played in that movie God. What was George Burns. George Burns in this movie. So I'm out in California and I'm hanging out at the Hollywood and George Burns, all this stuff, because I financed the movie. And that was kind of like, so that was my first experience. And okay, it really is important to leverage these celebrities and get into that kind of stuff. You know, early adopter, get into the internet, retired from the investment banking world in like 1987, somewhere right around the late 80s, moved to San Diego. And to make a long story short, I have a company called Angel Investors Network, and we do what they do on Shark Tank. So we've been doing that for 25, 30 years. Like we've invested in entrepreneurs and that kind of stuff. And through that, we invested in a company called Star Shop, which was a celebrity-driven shopping app partnership with Sprint. And Sprint was preloading these apps on 100 million phones. And through that, I met my partner, Bernd Ullman. And Bernd Ullman was the one bringing celebrities to this company so they could put them on their app. And to make that long story short, Bernd is arguably the biggest branding fashion mogul on the planet. He helped launch Jennifer Lopez's brand, Nicki Minaj, Adam Levine. He's done stuff with Rolling Stones, American Idol. He's partners with Tommy Hilfiger. And so anyway, together, we said, hey, let's create a company called Celebrity Lifestyle Brands. And let's work with celebrities and influencers, and let's help them build a brand and build equity. And rather than do it on an agency basis like all of our competition, we want to do it in a partnership where we actually take an equity or royalty and revenue share. We partner with the celebrity influencer with the idea that we want to wake up, a few years from now with a portfolio of brands that we own a piece of, and we help build them into something significant. And we hope we get the next, brand that turns into the billion-dollar brand. So that's kind of like, I have that investment banking background, I have that digital marketing background, and now I'm in this, and I literally been doing stuff with celebrities and brands for decades. Wow. So I've got my own little stick of how I do it. And that's kind of want to share with you guys. I want to share with you guys some different strategies and tactics that can exactly show you how to do this and what we've done and how it's worked for me.
I love it. So a little bit about the business. I like this kind of concept. Rather than just paying an influencer or paying a celebrity for an endorsement, it's more of a true partnership where they go in on the business with the entrepreneur, and they become kind of a piece of not just the promotion, but maybe even the product. And they get, so it's a bit more about taking their celebrity profile and finding a monetization path for that fame as for the celebrity. And then on the brand side, it's more about finding that permanent long-term partnership that can make the business get to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like the relationship sport, and there's always a period of time, and you live and learn by certain things that you do, which ones work and which ones don't work. And I've done stuff with everybody from Master P to I just came back from New York, and we're working on a deal with Damon John, and all kinds of things in between. And there's just different strategies. So if you want, I can jump right into a couple of strategies that we use real successful.
Yes, give it to me. Hit me with the good stuff.
Let me see if I can share my screen. Share. Do you see a screen that says Celebrity Signature Series?
Here we are. Yep.
Okay, so one of the things I like to teach people, which is really, really different, is after I've gone through decades of dealing with managers, agents, agencies, and that whole thing, I find it very laborious. I don't find it fun. I don't like it. And I was saying, how do I get around this? How do I go a different avenue? What do I do? So we started coming up with these angles that involve press, PR, do-gooding, and we said, we're going to go to the publicist, right? So you go to the publicist, and through the publicist, you have a line of what you can do to bring that celebrity more news and make them feel good. So here's a site that we put together. It's called the BU Celebrity Signature Series. And we did stuff with Bethany Hamilton and Bethany Frankel from Be Strong and Forbes Riley. She's done like $6 billion on the Home Shopping Network. And Jen Liz on the daytime stuff, and Sadie Robertson. And I'm going to take you into the site real quick. It's password protected. But what we do is we go to the publicist, and we say to the publicist that we want to help raise money for that celebrity's charity. And then what we do is we make a flash sale, and we put together this whole website, and we map it together. And you can see here, we put together these designs for Sadie Robertson, and we put together shirts for men and women, and we create the designs. We build the website. We say, look, all you got to do is tweet it and promote it for a week. And then after that week, we're going to take 100% of the profits and donate to a charity of your choice. So what we did is we researched the celebrity. We researched, do they have a charity? In this case, she did have a charity. And we pitched the publicist on this idea. And then we tie it to women's self-esteem, because in this case, that's one of the brands that we have. And we also know that that celebrity's into women's self-esteem. So it's like the people love it because they want to raise money for our charity. And I can tell you, no matter where you're going, if they have a charity and you talk to them about raising money for their charity, you can typically get a conversation, get an audience. And if you have a good strategy and a good thing, you can get it from there. I just asked them to bring me a Red Bull because I'm still in New York time, and I'm dragging because I'm waking up at 4 a.m. She brought me the monster size. Like, I want the little size. So go ahead.
So is this is the foot in the door conversation with the celebrity here? You make a bunch of money for their charity, they're happy, and you've started the conversation?
Exactly. And not only that, you take it to the next level and you say to yourself, this is a way to test before you invest, right? So seriously, I don't necessarily want to go put a lot of money in helping a celebrity build a brand, or really working with them, really put a lot of energy and effort behind them if in fact their audience isn't buying, or doesn't work, or they're hard to, and actually that's kind of easy to figure out through, like Rachel was talking about, their engagement. You can just go look at their engagement and their comments and that kind of stuff and kind of get a handle on, what's going on there. But what I didn't know, now that we're actually partnering with celebrities and influencers, is sometimes you wake up and you go, I don't want to be in business with this person, right? So you're just going, no, I don't want to do this. So to me, this is another way for me to try to find out, do I want to work with that person, how I want to work with that person.
Gotcha. So it's about being compatible, essentially,
yeah.
and being happy together, not just about making money together, being in business together, especially because you're looking at this from a long-term portfolio standpoint. We kind of want to optimize our lives for happiness more than revenue, and hopefully the two can align as often as possible, right?
Yep, exactly. So now let me give you one other strategy that we've used really, really well. And I don't know if this is, I don't know if this is it, but I think it might be. So have you ever heard of a gifting suite, Derek?
No, not exactly this.
Okay, so there's these things called gifting suites, and they tie them into every award ceremony. So the CMAs, the Academy Awards, every single award ceremony, they have these things called the gifting suites. And the gifting suites are a pretty simple concept. You pay them money, they give you a booth, and you sit behind that booth, you bring a bunch of your stuff, your swag, and they roll through anywhere from 20 to as many as 100 celebrities in like 1 to 2 days. So you sit there behind your booth, they bring the celebrities to your booth, they bring the celebrities in, they give the celebrities an assistant, the assistant gets a big giant huge duffel bag, and then they walk around from booth to booth to booth to booth, and you give them your stuff, you get pictures with them, and you have a very short period of time to pitch them, okay? So again, here's how you have to think about this world, and you got to get out of the box. So you can just Google celebrity gifting suites, and you can find these things. So I go to one, I meet like 40 to 45 celebrities in the very first day. And I got pictures with them, and I got all this kind of stuff. I'm like, that was okay. That kind of worked, but it wasn't what I wanted to do. So I went back to the guy, and I said, at the next one, I said, can I get 6 booths? He says, 6 booths? What do you want 6 booths for? I'm like, I said, well, I want to do something different. I said, everyone else is out here at a booth and a booth and a booth. I said, I want to get 6 booths. I'm going to rent pipe and drape, and I'm going to pipe and drape my 6 booths off. I'm going to get a red carpet, and I'm going to have a little red carpet and I'm going to have a person in the tuxedo, and I'm going to have a little gated entrance coming into my 6 booths. The guy says, wow, that's brilliant. Yeah, we could do that. So what happened is I literally got 6 booths. I pipe and draped all 6 of the booths off. I then got a guy, a maitre d' in a tuxedo, and then I got a real pretty model, and I made these like VIP badges. So as the celebrities got to my area, they come to me and go, what's going on here? And I'd put the little VIP over their neck, give them the VIP pass. The maitre d' would open up the door, get them into our 6 booths. Then they had to sit through like a 45-second video pitch that I put together. Then I introduced them. Then I took them to the swag table where they got to get their swag. And then I said, hey, if you're open to it, what I'd like to do is I would like to gift you 100 shares of my stock. You can become a shareholder of my company in exchange for a video testimony. Okay, I got out of like 50 celebrities, I got like 41 video testimonies from these celebrities, and they all became shareholders. And because they became shareholders, guess what? Now I had their name, their address, their phone number, everything about them. So really, it's about getting out of the box, leveraging these relationships to do things. And again, these celebrities were so like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So they loved it. It was just so cool.
And I think you spoke to the celebrity mindset. They wanted the boothed off, gated area, VIP entrance, right? That's what they're used to. That's the experience that they deserve. And so you were able to provide that and stand out at the event. So it's brilliant.
Exactly. And you go back to some of the stuff that Rachel and you were talking about. I want to emphasize this. A lot of times when I might be doing an influencer campaign or a celebrity campaign, I might just pay them to do a video. Go, look, I don't even need you to post it. Just, I want a video of you wearing the product, using the product. If you like it authentically, and then I want the rights to use that video for my marketing. And then I'll even tell them, I'm going to put a $30,000 budget behind that video. And if you want, I'll do it from your page and give you all that extra likes, all that extra engagement, all that extra exposure. And sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. But and I think you even said that in the chat box, right? It's like you did that video, and the video is worth way more than the post if you have the rights to continually use it with the right celebrity and the right path to that. And that's the other thing too. Every time I do a deal so far, I have negotiated the rights to access their business manager and advertise from their page.
I think that's huge. I think that's absolutely huge.
Down to that. Yeah, no, that is big. That's really, really big. And for me, it's big just because, you know, it's like, it seems like it's a 30% higher cost if you don't do that. So I think everyone should really take that into consideration. And then again, what is their motive? What is their incentives? And if they're doing the video for you and it's their video and you're going to spend money pushing it and posting it and getting engagements, you have to sell that to them that you're doing good by their page, and you're going to get them extra likes and comments and shares and everything else. And it's going to be good for their overall business.
Yeah, it grows their personal brand, and you're making money. They're they're getting all these extra incentives, and then, you know, the next product they want to endorse or whatever, their page is that much bigger. So it's a huge win-win. And I do think that that third-party endorsement, having it come from the celebrity page instead of your own, that is often going to drive down cost of acquisition. When you have access in Business Manager, you're tying it to your own pixel, your own on-site data, so you're not losing anything there. You just need to hop into their ads manager, and it does take some prerequisite amount of ad spend so that to get the campaign up and going. But I think overall, not enough people are doing that, and not everyone wants to do that kind of deal, because it could be considered invasive, or they're like, well, I support the product, but I don't want it to come from my own page, those types of things. But I think that it's very valuable, and I think it's negotiable. I think you can make sure and do, like you said, do right by them. And
yeah. No, it absolutely is, and it's critical. And so far, we've been good with all that. No one has turned us down. Of course, there's a lot of approval process and hoops you got to jump through, but it really is critical. The other thing I wanted to say was with dealing with these celebrities and influencers, and this is something I think that I don't know how many people are on here are in the e-commerce space, and you're saying you want to get a celebrity or an influencer, you want to do that, or maybe you do e-commerce as a business. But for us, we end up doing a few deals through relationships we have and through the celebrity suites and people that we knew. And we're doing the thing with Carlos Santana, which was kind of a relationship thing. We got the business with Bethany Frankel, who was a relationship situation. But here's what happened. So we executed, and we drove so many sales because of what we do as far as e-commerce conversions, e-commerce optimization, all the split testing, page load speeds, color buttons, bundles, upsells, cross-sells, downsells, email marketing, the proper tagging. You know, they never see anything like this. So we started driving numbers. Now, Bethany had a deal with $1 billion jeans company. Within the first 4 months, we outsold Macy's, Lord & Taylor, Belk, and HSN. Our online sales were more than all of those put together. And they're like, what are you guys doing, right? And it's like, I just give the internet money, and it gives me back more money. That's pretty simple. Yeah.
If only it were that easy for everybody, but yes.
No, but again, with the celebrity, it kind of is, right? Because you're leveraging that brand recognition and that kind of stuff. So, but the point I wanted to make is when you do that and you execute and you're patient with it, now we're leveraging that. We're only 9 months into that contract. And now that contract and that success of that execution has led to discussions with Sofia Vergara's team on one of their brands, Michael Strahan on his brands, Damon John, what he's doing with his online strategy, and about 15 other celebrities, influencers, and brands. And we literally have so many coming at us, I can't even handle them all, right? Because they all want to have that type of you used the word earlier, right? Monetization of their social media done by experts who know what they're doing, right? So it's a combination. And if you're not that expert that knows how to really monetize that celebrity online, you need to get with somebody who can, because that's what gets their attention. And they're just like everyone else in the world. When you start ringing the cash register for them and you treat them right and you execute, it's not hard to get referrals from them.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. So that's the so blow it out of the park for one celebrity. I feel like this is good. I mean, it's amazing what you're talking about, but I want to think about how we can apply this to the smaller brands and stores that are here. So, like if I'm doing maybe $1 million to $5 million a year in e-commerce revenue, when should I get started in celebrity marketing? How do I get started? What give me the rundown of that.
Well, to me, it goes back to, if you're serious about building your brand and you're serious about getting celebrity endorsement or influencer endorsement, you can go two ways. Do you want to sink your teeth into one celebrity and really have them be that equity partner with you, which is kind of the route that I've always gone. I like the equity partnership. Now again, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work, like everything else in the world. But I like the idea of getting somebody that's really vested and really into what they're doing. So it's not like you're begging them to do a post and you're begging them to do this, or you have to pay, X dollars every time they do something, that they love what you're doing and love what's going on. So I'll give you an example too. A-list celebrity, 90 million fans, is going to be, I really can't say who it is because it's not out there yet, but they're going to be endorsing a swimwear line because it's a friend of hers and she wants to support that, right? Now, how that happened, I'm not sure. But you think about, how do you get somebody in that wants to have a piece of the pie? And anymore, here's what's really interesting. There's been enough success stories in the last decade that everyone is starting to think about owning a piece of the pie, right? The smart ones, George Clooney just sold his tequila company for $1 billion. There's just, Britney Spears and Kathy Ireland and Honest Company with Jessica Alba. They've had big hits with owning a piece of a brand. And of course, it's about who you're partnering with, what you're doing. So if you have a great web presence, a great product, and a great brand, I would suggest this strategy. I love this strategy where this works for any business, for anything in any category. But do the top 100. Like, go after them. It's time consuming, right? But pick the top 100 celebrities you'd like to partner with, right? And then narrow it down to maybe the top 20, and then try to organize it and prioritize it, and then do your homework and figure that out, and then go get them. They're not hard to get to. They're not hard to get. You can get it done, but you have to be strategic about it, and you have to present it to them what's going to trip their trigger. And again, a lot of times it's their charity, right? You can just say to them, hey, I want to support your charity. I want to get involved in right. And I'll give you another example. Do you know Russell Brunson by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Russell's a friend of mine, and he, back in the day, he spent $40,000 at Virgin Atlantic's fundraising thing to get his logo put on a plane. So his logo is on Richard Branson's Virgin Atlantic plane on the outside of it. Well, that $40,000 was one of the best $40,000 he did, because now he has that implied endorsement, so to speak, of Richard Branson. Got to hang out with Richard Branson, got a picture with Richard Branson, got his picture on the plane, and so he kind of paid to play. And there's no different with celebrity world. You can pay to play to get in that. So if you're doing $1 million a year to $5 million a year, you should have enough money to get in the game, right? But you have to be strategic about it, and really have to think about who is aligned with your brand. And I think that's where most entrepreneurs, me included, until I partnered with Burnt, I wasn't really focused on brand. I was always focused on direct response results. That's it. I didn't even think about brand, because I'd never been around brand. Now I'm going, wow, it really is about the logo, the feel, the message, the consistency, all above, and saying no to things that are off brand. And now I'm dealing with everybody from Santana to Bethany Frankel and Sofia Vergara. They're constantly turning down deals and offers that are not on brand with what they want to be and what they want to accomplish.
So I guess that first, maybe to the brands looking at celebrities out there is, are you truly on brand with them? And of course, we've talked a lot today about that digitally native vertical brand and what it means to grow that brand, how to stabilize it, how to increase the loyalty and the retention, the meaning of your business. And I think with our website teardown with Kurt Elster earlier, and then with Alex Reed and him walking through how they made Truman's a really strong brand, I think we can start to see that, like, maybe the first step is even making sure that you have a brand worthy of a celebrity, I guess.
Yeah. No, you have to have the trademarks. You'd be surprised how many people haven't filed trademarks. They haven't got their intellectual property put together. They haven't got their mission, their vision statement, their value statements, their style guides, their brand books, their brand Bibles, whatever you want to call them. All that stuff has to be put together. And again, I can't tell you how many influencers and people we meet with, and I don't even want to even say any names, but some of them are like, you're going, okay, that's like a B-list celebrity with lots of fans, and they haven't done that. You're just go, wow. It's like, who the heck is, and not to mention just all of the business side of it, the asset protection side, the corporate veil, all that kind of stuff. And that's the other thing too, is if you go into this with you have to know what the celebrities want. So people come to me all the time. Oh, can you get me a celebrity? Yeah, I can get you a celebrity. Do you have a budget? Well, no, I just want to, I don't have a budget. I don't have this. And it's like, look, are you kidding me? It's like, come on. You have to have a budget. You have to be realistic. And the other thing you have to think about too, this is the biggest thing, that whenever you're talking with a celebrity and a savvy influencer, address this concern first: protection of their brand. Look at Bethany Frankel built up a brand and sold just the category of alcohol for $120 million. Now she's entrusted me to manage her online brand. with her jeans, her hair care, her skin care, and everything else online. She doesn't care if she's going to make an extra $10,000 with jeans or an extra $100,000 with jeans. That's nothing compared to the value of the brand. And one idiot can screw up a brand that could cost them tens of millions and hundreds of millions of dollars through brand reputation. So depending on who you're dealing with, whether it's an agent, a manager, the celebrity influencer herself, you need to address how you're going to protect their brand. And that should be part of your conversation. That should be part of your words. It should be part of your written stuff on a constant basis, that we understand brand protection. We understand approval process. We understand these different things. They're going to keep your brand and your brand integrity, up to the highest standards. And that's going to go a long way, because if they don't hear that stuff, they get any inclination that they're risking their brand and their brand reputation with you or your product, you're done. It's over.
So it's not just about helping them grow their own brand. It actually starts with protecting the brand. It kind of reminds me of larger businesses that, as you get into the billion-dollar businesses, they move a little bit slower because they're just trying to mostly protect what they already have. They're not trying to launch new products and scale. We heard from Sam Venning earlier about how he's able to move faster than Procter and Gamble because he can test a product in 3 days. Something that takes them like 6 months. And
right.
So I think that's fascinating to think, like, they have this large brand. It's as tangible as a product, right? It's as valuable as a product line from Procter and Gamble. And so it has to be protected. And so in order to have that conversation, we have to protect it. I love it.
Yeah. No, it's even in some cases even more valuable, right, than a product line or whatever, because it's that brand equity. It's like my partner used to run the brand for Damon John and then for Russell Simmons, and they sold just the name Fat Fashions and Fat Farm and Baby Fat for like $80 million. Wow. No desks, no chairs, no nothing, just trademarks and a name, right? Wow. No contracts, just the name, just the brand equity. And he was talking to me about Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger has sold that brand, Tommy Hilfiger, which did about $6.5 billion in retail last year. He sold that brand 3 separate times, and somehow Tommy was involved in all 3 sales. I don't know how he did that, but one smart guy. But I think that's part of, I think if I could get anyone to be inspired to do one thing, would be really take building your brand and your brand equity serious, because that is that goodwill, that's that intangible that it's going to help you get a better price when you start thinking about your exit, or you're going to sell your business, you're going to create your own exit. That brand equity is important.
I love it, Greg. We're basically out of time already, I'm sorry to say, but I think that everyone's getting huge value out of these tips. I really love everything that you just said, actually, just to be honest, and how I think we've got a good framework for when we're going to be ready to work with brands, how to work with brands. I love the in as a donation to their charity or attending their charity or anything, about their charity. I think that's a huge way to get in with the right celebrity partner and see if you can't make your way to their table. And essentially, like you kind of said, hustle your way into getting a conversation with the top 20 celebrities in your space. Bring money, expect it to be a long process. See if you can get them invested in your company. Make sure that it's about protecting their brand first, growing their brand second, and bringing them revenue third, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. Now, good job. Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys want to check us out, you can follow me at celebritylifestylebrands.com. And we also have an e-commerce platform that we're going to be leveraging for celebrities and influencers that want to start t-shirt business at launchcart.com. So I appreciate it, Derek.
Yeah, love it. I'm linking everybody those in chat right now, Launchcart as well. I think, I love that you've built the software for launching and monetizing celebrity brands. I think it's brilliant. And thank you so much for being with us, Greg.
Okay, I appreciate it. You guys got to do what I do. Wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and tell somebody you love them. You'll have a better day. Peace.
Love it. Perfect. Thank you, Greg. Looking forward to seeing you next time I'm in San Diego.
Okay, man. Talk to you later.
Bye. All right, everybody. Wow, what a day. And thank you for sticking around to the end. It has been 7 hours, 7.5 hours, basically, of nonstop knowledge bombs What didn't we hear about? We heard about influencer marketing, of course. We heard about scaling Facebook ads. We heard about brands that were launching out of nothing and how we found the right product categories and using branding as the literal launch strategy with Truman's. We heard about customer service and how to use that as not just a retention tool, but a revenue generator in pre-sale campaigns. What else? We heard about great marketing automation from SendLane. We heard about messenger marketing from Octane. We heard about notification emails. All of these quick wins. This will be saved. All of these presentations will be saved. My literal job for myself tomorrow is to cut these recordings up, put them up on the eCommerce Tech YouTube, and share the links with you guys in a day or two. I really hope you enjoyed this presentation. We're going to be doing more of these. The next one is going to be how to start and grow a Shopify store to get your first 100 sales. Might be a little bit below what you're looking for, but if you are in the new product or launching phase, I look forward to having you join me with that event. After that one, perhaps more fitted for you guys, is enterprise e-commerce. We're going to talk about the 10 million plus revenue mark. We're going to talk about enterprise tools. We're going to talk about Bronto. We're going to talk about third-party shipping logistics, and we're going to bring it into inventory management and margin and operations a bit more. And those are two of the upcoming events that we have planned, always virtual, always free for you to attend, always focused on giving you as much value as possible in as short a time as possible. I really hope you enjoyed all of these sessions. I hope that you will get a lot of value out of this event and the future events. I hope that you can give me some feedback on my new site, ecommercetech.io. We just launched, with maybe it's a noble mission, maybe it's not noble, I don't know, I think it's noble mission of helping to save you the headaches of having to go through demos and trials, the problems of buying technology tools and not using them, just wasting money, and the fear of missing out on the next best thing in e-commerce and e-commerce tech. So I hope you will check me out at ecommercetech.io and check out the talks on our YouTube page and I really love honest feedback on these types of things. Thanks so much, everyone. Tony, Abby, Peepo? I don't know how to say your name. And everybody else for attending. I will be sending you an email in the next few days. Keep an eye out for that. I'm always down to talk e-commerce and business and just hang out and have fun. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this session again. Thanks so much. See you guys next time.